Good afternoon, everybody. Hey, it's Jeff Goldberg for the Sales Pro Network. It is Monday, October 23rd, and this is a special bonus edition of the Sales Pro Network videocast and podcast. If you haven't joined us before, I'm a sales coach and trainer. I work with both individuals and organizations internationally to help them achieve measurable and sustainable sales increases. I founded the Sales Pro Network 3 years ago to elevate the profession of sales and to be a place where salespeople can come and network with each other, learn from each other, learn from wonderful guests that we have every week, other coaches and trainers like myself. And every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, we do a live interview or a live training with someone who can add value to the profession of sales. And every now and then, we have a special bonus section because the person who I've interviewed is so special that we've got to have them back. We got to have them back as quickly as possible. And today is no exception for that. Before I bring our guest on, if you're watching us live, please say hello in the comments. If you're watching us live on Facebook but have not connected your account to StreamYard, it'll just say your comment, but we won't know your name, so put that in there. If you're watching us on the replay, please put replay in the comments. And if you have any questions for today's guest, please put those in the comments and I'll bring them on. And with that, it's my pleasure to welcome back my friend and hopefully yours, Joe Apfelbaum. Good afternoon, Joe.
Hey, thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited about chatting with you about this important topic. So I'm really excited about having this conversation.
Me too. So, for those of you who did not join us last time, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, Joe joined us because Joe is an expert on LinkedIn. He's an expert in a lot of areas, but especially when it comes to using LinkedIn for prospecting and selling and all kinds of great things. And Joe's the kind of person who, when he hears something that's exciting, he digs into it deeply and learns everything about it. And in about 10 seconds, my friend Joe has become an expert in the world of AI. And boy, oh boy, he's consistently giving me great advice about it. And I'm fascinated watching him because I don't have to do as much work because Joe does it for me. So we had Joe on for about a half an hour about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And so many of you wrote to me and said, that guy's awesome. And we need to know about AI. Please invite him back. And Joe has graciously said that he would come back today and spend about an hour with us all about AI. So, Joe, I've got a couple of questions, but I'm guessing that you're prepared to just go ahead and tell us what we need to know about selling an AI. Am I right?
Well, I'm definitely prepared to tell you everything about selling and how to use artificial intelligence as a BDR or as an SDR or as a sales manager. I'm very curious to hear your questions. I want to just let everybody know that AI is not going to replace your job. A person that knows how to use AI is going to replace your job.
No, that's exactly what I've been telling people to do. I get that question constantly, Jeff. Should I be worried that my job's going to go away in sales because of AI? And my answer is no, at least not anytime in the near future. But the salesperson that really learns how to use AI as one more tool in their arsenal is going to blow the pants off of somebody who doesn't.
Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what city you're dialing in from. I'm curious to know what city you're dialing in from. And also, what is your title? I'm curious to know everybody's title. Is it CEO? Is it founder? Is it sales professional? Is it chief bottle officer? Yes, there is a chief bottle officer. So I'm curious to know what your title is. Go ahead, put it in the chat. I'd love to see you guys in the chat.
I'm the chief cook and bottle washer here at Jeff Goldberg and Associates and the Sales Pro Network, Joe. What's
All
your
right.
title, Joe?
Mine is chief energy officer because I love to bring the high energy to everything that I do.
And do you want to give a couple of tips about motivation before we get into AI?
Yeah, so if you are not inspired, if you're not motivated, if you're not motivated, it's probably because number one is your physical body is not in order. If you don't take care of yourself physically, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or in any other way. It begins with the body. How many times did I feel like I was lethargic and didn't feel like it and didn't want to get out of bed? And it was because I didn't understand my hormones. I didn't understand my hydration levels. I didn't understand what electrolytes do to you. So I wrote a book called High Energy Secrets about these concepts. It's really important for you to take care of your body first. If you don't get out of your body and out of your head and just get into it, then you're not going to be able to feel good and you're not going to be able to be inspired. The other thing I want you to realize is that if you're worried about your problems and always focusing on what's going wrong, you're not going to be happy. We can focus on our problems. We have the ability to change our focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. And so if you focus on what you're truly grateful for, you're going to start feeling happier. You can't be angry and grateful at the same time. So ask yourself empowering questions. The questions that you ask yourself will determine the quality of your life. The quality of your questions will determine the quality of your life. So I want you to really think about the questions, your focus, your body. And if you change those three things, you're going to have a much more motivated life.
Hey, Joe, there's a statistic, and I don't remember it exactly, but there's a certain percentage of drop in hydration. What's that number?
A 5% drop in hydration is a 30% drop in energy. So I always have a tall glass of water right in front of me, and I'm always taking sips.
So,
Cheers.
so how would we know if we have a 5% drop in hydration? I mean, how much water or liquid should we be drinking on a regular
My
basis?
recommendation is drinking half your weight in ounces, but add a little bit of Celtic sea salt into it, or Himalayan sea salt, or Himalayan pink salt, because you need to have the right ratio of sodium and water in your body and hydration. And so making sure that you're drinking at least a cup every hour or so, and you're adding a little bit of salt to it to make sure you're not drinking too much. Drinking too much is a problem. Drinking too little is a problem. Just like anything else, working too much is a problem. Chilling too much is a problem. You got to work half the day and chill half the day. You got to learn the right balance that works for you. For some people, they want to work all day and have zero chill, but then they're going to end up having burnout. And so you want to make sure that you have the right balance of everything in your life. And when you're balanced, that's when you truly can start being in flow, being in the moment, and making a difference for the people in your life.
Yeah, I love that you said that. There's a great book that I read several years back called The Power of Full Engagement. And it was written by two sports psychologists who studied human behavior and high performers. And it turns out that people who work hard but build little breaks into their day, 5 to 15-minute breaks every 90 to 120 minutes, outperform the people that come in at 6 a.m. and they're still working at 6 or 8 p.m. and trying to go full out all day. You can't. You need to recharge occasionally.
Yeah, and recharging is really, really powerful. I can tell you firsthand that when I take a vacation, when I turn my electronics off, when I get out of that and I just literally take off, when I come back, I have so much more brain power. But if I'm just working and working and working and working, I'm using a knife to cut a tree that is not sharp. I think it was Stephen Covey that said in the 7 habits of highly effective people, if you have 8 hours to cut down a tree, spend an hour sharpening it and you'll be able to cut it down in 5 hours. So spend time sharpening your saw, which means taking care of your body, your focus, your health, and that's going to make you a much better, more successful sales professional.
Love that. So, Joe, we've got a New York City sales manager. We've got a VP of sales, VP of NRT sales, and somebody says they're coming in from San Diego.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you so much. I love seeing everybody. If you guys are just tuning in right now, tell us where you're dialing in from and what is your title.
So, Joe, I bet that if I just said, go ahead, Joe, tell us what you got, you could go for the next 55 minutes easily. But one of the things I do with my coaching clients is we create a business plan for them to get from where they are today to whatever goal they're trying to achieve. So let's say you and I were working together at the end of the year and we're talking about your 2024. I would actually ask you to come up with a business plan, not a business plan like you would take to a bank to get a loan, but there's stuff that has to happen between January 1st and December 31st of 2024 in order for you to hit whatever financial goal you're looking to hit. And I ask people to come up with a business plan. So could we use AI to help us develop a plan like that?
Yeah, so the first thing I would do is I would brainstorm with AI a list of questions that you can ask yourself in order to create a sales plan for your business. I wouldn't call it a business plan because a business plan is different than a sales plan. In your case, you're a sales trainer and a sales coach, so I would want to create a sales plan. So the questions that AI would give you is, what problems does your product solve? What are my problem? What are my the unique ways that I stand out from my competitors? What is the life cycle of your product? Who is your target market? What are the demographics, psychographics, behaviors? What are the industries and niches? You got to write all this down. You can have AI help you write this down, but if you don't take the time to identify your goals and objectives, what are your sales goals for the next month, the next quarter, the next year? Are the goals realistic based on past performance or market conditions? Can you choose? How do you measure progress towards those goals? And then you talk about sales strategies. What channels are you going to use? Are you going to use LinkedIn? Are you going to use online? Are you going to use direct sales, retail, cold calling? What promotional methods are you going to employ? Are you going to offer discounts and bundles? How are you going to upsell and cross sell to increase your average transaction value? And thinking about your pricing and positioning. How can you price your product in relations to perceived value? What are your products positioned in the market? What are some opportunities for tiered pricing or volume discounts if you're going maybe for enterprise versus direct to just small companies and so on. So asking the AI, and by the way, every single question that I just mentioned, I put into the AI, give me a list of questions for a sales professional to ask themselves when creating a sales plan for their business. And it just turned out that plus another 20 questions. And so brainstorming, one of the things that we teach in our course, we have an AI course called newaicourse.com. I asked the AI to help me come up with a simple URL for people to remember if they want to buy the course. And it said, go to newaicourse.com. So I'm just repeating what the AI told me. And so anytime you want to learn something, you can take a course. I know, Jeff, you have 2 amazing courses, conversational selling and another course, which I'm sure you'll tell people about that they can buy. But what I want people to know is that when it comes to using artificial intelligence, brainstorming is the number one thing you need to do with it. Number 2 is you can research. You may not know who your competitors are. You may not know what your competitive advantage is. You may not have the information on your target market. That's where AI comes in. It'll help you research your target market. It'll research the pains that they go through. It'll help you identify the proper goals to set up, doing research based on what other people are doing in your industry and what makes sense. And then you want to come up with a strategy from there. What is a strategy? A strategy is a plan of how you're going to get from point A to point B. They say the right strategy will save you a decade because energy without strategy is a waste of time. So making sure you have the right LinkedIn strategy. For us, we teach people to post, engage, and message to get exposure, credibility, and book meetings. That's what we teach in our LinkedIn course when we're teaching people how to use Sales Navigator, or we're teaching them how to use the LinkedIn organic version. We actually have a Sales Navigator bootcamp coming up in February. And one of the things that I'm doing is coming up with a sales plan for my sales rep using AI by helping them understand who is the best demographic for that. So for us, it might be sales managers, anyone with a LinkedIn premium account that uses Sales Navigator. But what specific region are we wanting to target people? So we're going to start targeting people specifically in Boston, in New York, in California, in Florida. So the AI can help you come up with your ICP. Do you guys know what an ICP is? If you know what an ICP stands for Ideal Client Profile. So in the chat, let me know, I have an ICP or I need an ICP. Put that in the chat. I'm curious to know because an ICP will help you be able to determine what your sales plan will entail. Because targeting moms is very, very different than targeting CEOs. Targeting HR directors is very, very different than targeting people that are running logistics or property managers. Depending on who your ICP is, your ideal client profile is, which includes a lot of different factors, geographic, demographic, firmographic, psychographic, and you break down your ICP, the AI can help build out your whole ICP. As a matter of fact, and create multiple ICPs in multiple markets to help you be able to get your sales plan in order. Now, a lot of people are just spraying and praying. That doesn't work. You need to make sure that you have the right process. So do you have the right sales team in place? If not, what are your hiring needs? What will your sales process look like from lead generation to closing? How do I train and onboard new salespeople? You can actually use AI to help you train and onboard salespeople by creating systems and processes. What tools are you going to use? I just wrote next to my name, eviai.com, which is an AI tool specifically for LinkedIn that we launched. So what tools are you going to do? Are you going to use Apollo to be able to get people's email addresses and phone numbers? Are you going to use Zoom Info? Are you going to use LinkedIn? What parts of LinkedIn? Are you going to pay for LinkedIn? Are you going to use a free version of LinkedIn? Do you have all the marketing materials and resources? I remember when I spoke to you when you were launching your course, I asked you the questions about landing pages, and then you went and hired somebody to help you create a landing page because you need to have a marketing funnel. So we specialize in creating something called sales enablement at Ajax Union to enable salespeople. When somebody says, hey, send me an email about your product or service, and you're a sales rep and you're just sitting there winging it, and you're like sitting there trying to type up the email, and 2 days pass because you're procrastinating. The reason you're procrastinating is not because you're a procrastinator or because you're lazy. It's because you're not using AI. So learning how to use AI, you no longer will have to procrastinate because, listen, I create custom emails, custom direct messages, custom posts, and custom comments, and custom everything with AI directly to the person that I'm speaking to by just copying and pasting information. I've become a copying and pasting monkey. It makes my life so much easier. Just copy from here, smear from there. I'm throwing things at the wall. The AI is messing up. I don't care. Clean up on aisle 5, moving on. and I'm having such a good time doing it. If you decide that you are no longer a sales rep, but you are now an AI powered sales machine, a prompt engineer, then you become much more powerful to your business. Let me know if any of that makes sense, Jeff.
Joe, it makes perfect sense. But before we get back to how to actually use AI, Charles says he needs an ICP. Do you have any advice for Charles on how to develop an ICP for himself?
Go to the AI and tell it, I need an ICP. What questions can I answer in order for you to give me an ideal ICP for my business? And
Joe, I don't know. It looks like from your background, you may not be in your office. Are you able to share your screen and actually show us online
yes,
what you're talking about? Because I find
100%.
one of the things I found in using AI myself, it's not just about using the AI. It's about knowing what the prompts are. You used the word prompts a minute ago. How do you prompt it correctly? And there's a real art to that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna share my screen right now. I'm actually gonna share a particular Chrome tab. I'm gonna share this Chrome tab right over here. Tell me if you see the tab right now.
I'm adding it to the stage. There we go. Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So if I'm using ChatGPT, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with a new chat over here. Okay. So I have a new chat. So when you can select ChatGPT 3.5 or you can select ChatGPT 4.0. Okay. I'm going to select 4.0. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm also going to go on LinkedIn and get Jeff. Jeff, I'm going to use you as an example. I'm going to use you as an example. So I'm going to quickly go on LinkedIn, pick up your information. Jeff Goldberg, sales. Okay, Jeff Goldberg and Associates. So I'm gonna share this tab instead, just quickly, just to kind of show you guys what I do to find people. I'm gonna type in Jeff Goldberg sales, and when you type in Jeff Goldberg sales, Jeff Goldberg's website comes up, his LinkedIn, his Facebook page comes up, his LinkedIn comes up, and so on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna control click stuff so they open up in other tabs, like his about section, because I want all this information available to me as I'm pasting it into the AI. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this tab, share this tab instead, and now I can paste information in here. So I could say create a summary about Jeff Goldberg and his business. Okay, so I want the AI to create a summary about you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to collect information from your LinkedIn page. As you can see, I'm going to collect information from your LinkedIn page, and I'm just going to literally paste it in here. You see all that's information from your LinkedIn page? I just pasted it right in here.
You're probably going to need to put the G at the end of my last name up there.
Okay. Is it missing? Create a summary about Jeff
There
Goldberg,
you go.
his business. Okay, there you go. Jeff Goldberg and his business. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a little. So that came from your LinkedIn page. Now I'm going to go to your about section on LinkedIn, and I'm going to copy and paste information from your about on LinkedIn. Okay. So I'm going to do
And this is
this.
all to develop an ICP, right?
It's all to develop an ICP. Now you have to train the AI to understand who you are, what you do in order to develop the ICP. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So now I'm going to take information from your website. So you have quite a bit of information on your website. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to paste some information right from your website. Okay. So now I'm going to tell it to summarize all the information that I already gave it. Okay. So far it's creating a profile for you. You see that? Profile, expertise, sales, closing, selling, motivation, sales management, founder, sales, Jeff Goldberg and Associates, location, contact information, about, offerings. You see that? We have two courses, conversational selling skills, professional, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now it's giving you your philosophy, why your uniqueness. You see theater and stand-up comedy, testament. And so now I have so this blurb over here doesn't really give me much information, but now that I summarize it for the AI now knows who you are. Okay. So you
Okay.
can do something as simple as help me brainstorm few ICPs to use when targeting new clients for okay, so now I'm going to go here. I'm going to pick the professional prospecting course for the professional prospecting course that Jeff Goldberg offers. Okay. Now I'm going to give it a little more information about the professional prospecting course, right? Because I already told it that. I'm going to control click on professional prospecting. It's going to open up on a tab. I'm going to copy and paste some information over here into ChatGPT. Here is info about the course. Okay, so now it knows who you are. Now it knows about the course. Now, here are some ideal client profiles, potential client profiles. You see that? So the entrepreneurial newbie, the mid-level sales professional, the LinkedIn enthusiast, the networking event attendee, the cold calling cautious, the corporate sales trainer, the sales-driven startup, the freelancers, the industry transitioners. You see that? There's so many different opportunities. So I would say, help me decide which ICP I should begin with by asking me 3 questions. Okay, so you wanted to ask you 3 questions. Keep it simple, not too many questions. Okay, which of these markets, where do you want to have an immediate impact, and where you can put your current time, money, and manpower? Okay, so which of these do you want to focus on? Which of these do you have a familiarity on? Entrepreneurial newbie, mid-level sales professionals, LinkedIn enthusiasts. Any of these stand out to you?
Any of them. How about entrepreneurial newbies?
Okay, the entrepreneurial newbie. Perfect. The entrepreneurial newbie. Okay. So I want to start with the entrepreneurial newbie. Please create a full ICP for me, including demographic, geographic, psychographic. I spelled it
PSY.
wrong, but it's fine.
PSY.
Firmographic, pains, goals, dreams, fears, and also anything else I can include to find them on LinkedIn. Okay, now I misspelled a lot of things, but it's fine. I'm just gonna, it knows what I'm talking about. So check this out. 20 to 40-year-old, entrepreneurial spirit, education, bachelor degree like business and marketing, geographic, urban, suburban areas, psychographic, phomographic, pains. It's basically breaking down everything that I need in order for me to build out this ICP. You see that?
Yep.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay. Now give me 3 titles and industries of people that would fit this entrepreneurial to be ICP. All right. So title and CEO, founder of startup like a SaaS mobile innovative, title founder and CEO, head of product of health and wellness, and principal consultant for a green business. So it's basically breaking you down exactly what you need to do. You see that?
Yeah. So by investing about 5 minutes, I can let ChatGPT tell me exactly who I should be going after to market my products and services to this particular type of client, this ICP.
Exactly. And then you're going to keep breaking it down more and more, tell it which search filters to fill out for Sales Navigator. You can tell it what messaging you should use based on their specific pains and gains. You can tell it exactly what locations. So you could say, if I'm targeting tech startups, okay, let's say, which one of these 3 would you want to do? Tech, principal consultant, or head of product? Which one of these 3?
Let's go with tech startups.
Okay. All right. So founder tech startups. I would like to start with tech startups. Please help me find the best locations to find these people. So it's going to help you find where in those locations. Silicon Valley, obviously, San Francisco, Seattle, Washington, Austin, Texas, Boston, Massachusetts, New York City, Canada, Europe, telling you where to find these people. So are you doing people everywhere or just the United States?
Everywhere.
Look at that. So you could literally build out your campaign for all these different areas. And it explains to you why you should pick these areas to build out your campaign.
Or I could take hours and hours or possibly days to do this research on myself and maybe not even come up with anything close to this. It's
Yeah. No,
fantastic.
this is extremely powerful. Now, if you guys are not using artificial intelligence, you don't know how to prompt, take a course. We have 1,000 ChatGPT prompts inside newaicourse.com. So I highly recommend you guys consider doing that. So somebody said, do you have a list of prompts? yes, inside our course, we have 1,000 ChatGPT prompts that we give you, and we basically teach you how to use those prompts that teach you how to do everything that you need to do. So you need to start collecting prompts. So somebody said, any plugins that you recommend? There is one plugin that I created called Evie AI, which is one that I recommend. I definitely recommend this plugin. The reason I recommend this plugin because it's extremely powerful. You can do 6 things with it. You can comment, you can write posts, you can create recommendations, reply to messages, use a profile optimizer, connection customizer. So if you go to linkedin.com, I'm just going to pull up Jeff Goldberg's profile on LinkedIn, share this instead. So right now, Jeff Goldberg's on LinkedIn. I saved him to Evie AI. So Evie AI, once you install the plugin, you can save profiles to Evie AI. Now, once I saved it, I can click on see recent activities and I can see all of his recent activities on LinkedIn. You see that? All his recent posts. As a sales professional, you want to be commenting on people's posts. So, for example, he said, check out this cool interview with Chris Vaglio. I don't see any interview here. Oh, he put it in below. I would actually write much more content than just that. I would take the transcript of this, put it into ChatGPT, and tell it to write you a whole post about it. And so this way people can actually see stuff. So I'm going to select my persona because you can select personas in ChatGPT in Evie AI now. I'm going to hit generate comment. It's going to read the post and it's going to generate a thoughtful comment related to that post. So it's going to say something like, thank you for sharing this, Jeff. I found Chris Vaglio's insights on branding quite enlightening. His perspective on how branding and direct sales impacts align our experiences and blah, 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 blah. Okay. And I'm going to say plus Chris Vaglio, the dear friend.
Of course.
And I respect him.
And Evie AI is a free plugin, right?
Yeah, so it's a free plugin, but if you want to upgrade to premium and get the 4.0 version, then it's just $29. So I highly recommend people upgrade. We will be increasing the price, or it's $180 a year. If you're going to be using it, they say people that pay attention. So I definitely recommend investing in certain tools. So let's say, for example, I see somebody leaves a comment on something, like Steve Duke replied to my comment over here. I always recommend, if you post something on LinkedIn, that you reply to people that reply to your comment. So I'm going to reply to him, but instead of me having to reply, I'm just going to use my voice in ChatGPT. So this way I don't have to sit there and write a whole, imagine I had to write all this. Thank you so much, Steve. Your kind words mean a lot to me. I'm excited about the potential of Evie AI, blah, blah, blah. Right. And boom. And now I gave him a nice big reply to his message, and I didn't actually have to type it in. I didn't misspell his name or make any problems or anything like that. So using this tool will literally save you many, many hours. Now, there are other plugins that I could recommend, and we have many of them inside our course. For example, if you're watching a YouTube video, let's say you go to youtube.com. I'm sure Jeff Goldberg has a lot of YouTube videos. So I'm going to search Jeff Goldberg sales. I'm just going to search Jeff Goldberg sales, see what comes up. You see this video right here, Authenticity in Business with Jeff Goldberg.
Welcome to Inspiring Business.
Okay, so let's say I wanted to watch this video. I'd spend 37 minutes watching this video, you see? Instead, what I can do is I can say summarize this video and give me a longer summary of this video. So what it does is it'll take everything that it was said with this plugin, and it'll basically give me bullet points and with a timeline of everything that was said when. And it's using ChatGPT, but it's using ChatGPT in the background. Can you see what it's doing on the side?
Yes, it's incredible.
And then you can take all this and write a blog post about that. So you can take this, put this into Evie AI. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to app.
Wait, Joe, before you go on,
Okay.
the summary that you just got there on the right side, that was something inside YouTube, or that was Evie AI that did that?
No, so this was another extension called HARPA, HARPA. Now I'm going to take that, I'm going to copy that out. I'm going to go to Evie AI. I'm going to go to app.evieai.com. I'm going to click on Post Writer, and then I'm going to paste this, and I'm going to say write a LinkedIn post about this. You see that? I can just paste this and say write a LinkedIn post about it, and then I'll write a whole LinkedIn post about everything that was said. Okay, so it'll just literally take you a second. It'll write it really well with a hook, with main points, with a call to action, with the right hashtags. It does everything. And if you click on personas, you can actually set up your persona here properly. Click on add a persona. You put in your name, whether you're a person or a company, your industry, your keywords, and a little background information about yourself. Now, because I already added it to ChatGPT, I already have your background. I could just say create some background and history about Jeff in ChatGPT and then paste it in here. So I can go to chat.openai.com, load up the sales expert. I say create a blurb about Jeff Goldberg that is under 500 words about his background and history. Okay? Let's see what it does. In the bustling heart of New York City, Jeff Goldberg has a solidified reputation of the quintessential sales problem solver. Blah, blah, blah. Goldberg's journey in the realm of sales of 20 years has donned him the sales coach of the blah, blah, blah. Behind his training programs, his influence expands to the blah, blah. Do you see this beautiful background and history? You see that?
Boy,
You can copy.
ChatGPT thinks I'm impressive. I love that.
Yeah, he's a storyteller, a performer, and most importantly, a mentor, and has guided tens of thousands of sales professionals to success. Whether you're a newbie or struggling to close deals, or a seasoned veteran, Jeff Goldberg's teachings. Now, could you imagine if I take this and I train the AI to leave a comment knowing that Jeff Goldberg is this? That's a whole nother ball game. That's why Evie AI is so powerful, because you can train it and teach it who Jeff Goldberg is. So I can also say create bullet points to train AI on who Jeff Goldberg is when using LinkedIn or creating content. Make it professional and easy for the AI to understand Jeff, his voice, tone, and style. Let's see. Jeff Goldberg, based in New York City, title, expertise, experience, unique qualities, philosophy and approach, digital presence, voice, tone. You see that? It basically breaks everything down.
Incredible. Just incredible.
And now you can, anytime you're using a new, so one quick note for everyone, when you're using a new chat in ChatGPT, you have to retrain it, because a new chat is like a new baby. It knows nothing. Okay. It only has its own training data.
Is there some place to save the chats?
It's automatically saved on the left side over here. So any chat I've done, it gets saved automatically. So for example, I said, I told it to create a blog post about personalized and standout training Evie AI for your unique voice. Write it conversational, Spartan, non-business jargon tone. Use transition words. Use active voice. Write over 1,000 words. The blog post should be for a beginner style guide. The title and subtitle for each section. It should have a minimum of 6 sections. Include the following keywords. And you see that? And make it 1,000 words. And then it made me a beautiful blog post. You see that for Evie AI, and I'm going to be putting this on the Evie AI website. Now, I made many of these blog posts, and they all look really good, but I went into it and customized it even more.
That was my next question. When you get something like that, do you just post it, or do you take it and look it over and make sure that it's correct and really what you want to say?
I always recommend reading over everything that AI creates, because AI is a liar. AI can cheat. AI does not know that it's lying. It just it's generative. GPT stands for generative pre-trained transformer. So if I'm on LinkedIn and I'm looking at Jeff Goldberg, his profile, and I see he's a sales problem solver, and I ask AI to create something, like for example, I might go to Evie AI and say, redo my LinkedIn profile. So in Evie AI, you can just go to your profile. Once you install the Chrome extension, you can go to your about section. And I recommend you do this later, Jeff, is you click on the little icon here next to your about section over here. You see it says a little icon. You click on it, and then Evie AI loads on the bottom here. You just click on that, and then you just give it your persona. Remember, we added your persona. You give it your persona, you say generate, and what it's going to do is it's going to read the current about section, your headline, who you are, your history, and the entire persona. And it's going to generate a really well-written about section that has all the best practices built into it. So if you want to optimize your profile, you can do that, but you have to read it over, because maybe it's going to make up. Like I had it read 10 CEOs' profiles, and I say, give me a fun fact about each CEO. It said one's a professional cricket player. She never played cricket in her life. It said another one is a chess master. He doesn't even know how to play chess. It just literally made things up. But it was beautiful to see how creative the AI can be. The AI that creates this is called a GPT, generative pre-trained transformer. Generative means that it's generating something that was never created before from scratch. Pre-trained, that means it was pre-trained with parameters. GPT 3.5 is pre-trained on 175 billion parameters. The GPT-4 is pre-trained on 1.7 trillion parameters. So
Wow.
they're pre-trained on different amount of parameters, like scientific papers, books, Wikipedia, the internet, millions of web pages, billions of information. So you see, I don't know what it did over here. It did some garbage. I don't know why I did that. I'm going to delete everything that's in here.
4 also has more up-to-date information, right?
Yeah, it has more up-to-date information. I'm going to delete this over here. It did not do a great job at doing that. So I'm going to redo it. I'm not going to save it. I'm going to press this. I'm going to select my persona again. I'm going to use 4 instead. Sometimes 3.5 doesn't work that well. Sometimes it has a heart attack. 4 does take a little bit longer than 3.5, but it definitely is much, much smarter and much better.
Joe, somebody's asking, why not use a web crawler plugin?
You could use a web crawler plugin. There's something called Web Chat GPT. If you just Google it, the problem with that is that it just pulls random information off the internet, which is also not accurate. And so it's like basically copying and pasting information from the internet. There's also Google Bing, Google Bard. There's not Google Bing. There's Google Bard, Bard. And Bard is extremely powerful because it has up-to-date information. But look at this. It gave me a headline. You see, a much better headline. It gave me some really good background information. Hi, I'm Joe Apfelbaum, CEO of Ajax Union, a B2B digital marketing agency, founder of Evergreen with a background in technology and web development. I built hundreds of websites. I'm an expert in SEO. I am a trained stand-up comedian, professional speaker, and author of 5 books, including High Energy Marketing and High Energy Secrets. At Ajax Union, we work with B2B companies to give them an ROI, blah, 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 blah. How we do it, we focus on strategy over tactics. You see that? Your next step. It wrote all this. It wrote all this. It knows so much information about me because between what's on my profile and the way that it formatted, it's so beautiful. Now, if I close this, I don't lose it because I can always go to app.eviai.com and I can click on recent activities and you can see everything that I've ever done here. That's one of the features, one of the benefits of getting premium is that you can actually see everything that you've ever done in EviAI, and you can go back and grab a post from the past or a comment and reuse it or whatever. And you can see every single thing you've done. I also have the ability to save profiles here. So Jeff, this is a question that people ask a lot is like, how do you save someone's profile? So I can save somebody's profile. For example, I saved your profile, but I also save Audrey's profile and Hunter's profile and Margot's profile and Jeff. So if I want to see this Jeff, you probably know this Jeff Hoff.
I do.
Click on see recent activity. And what it's going to do is it's just going to literally load his recent posts. What makes it 10 times faster for me to be able to drop a comment for him like that. You see, and stay top of mind with him. And I'll use GPT-4. I'll choose this persona. Now I can choose any persona I want that I created. With our premium version, you can add as many personas as you want. We may start limiting it to 10 personas in the future, but right now there's no limit. Jeff, your emphasis on the importance of smart like technology for multifamily business owners is spot on. The marketing expert, I see as a marketing expert, it knows I'm a marketing expert, right? So it's really, really great that it knows who I am. I can tag him so he gets a notification. I'm the only one that commented on this. 20 minutes ago, he posted it. Now, if you want to leave it as your company page, let's say you're a sales professional and you have a company page and you want to leave a comment as a company page, you can do that too. You can go in here, let's say Cody Sanchez. I can change from me to my company page. You see that? I changed to a company page. So I'm represented as a company page. I'm commenting as a company page. You see the way the icon changed from my photo to the company page photo? Then I click on this little tool here. I select the company page that I selected, and then I can generate. And what it does is it reads the post, it reads the persona, it knows that I'm commenting as a company page, and it's going to write something that's very clever. You see, as an AI assistant, I've seen how data insights can significantly impact blah, blah, blah. You see that?
Yep.
And now it's going to come from EviAI, and it's going to promote the company page.
And it saves you time. Joe, let's go back to ChatGPT. We get it about LinkedIn and EviAI. I'd like to show people an actual example of what we were talking about earlier. So let's say you're a salesperson selling B2B and you want to create a prospecting plan. I'm your coach. I've said you need to put together a business plan for how we're going to get you from here to here. So what would we put into Chat GPT or whatever program you want to use to develop an actual prospecting plan? Because that's where I find most salespeople have their biggest challenge. They're just not prospecting effectively enough, and they don't know what to do.
Yeah, so I would say help me create a prospecting plan. By the way, guys, put your LinkedIn URL in the chat so that we can pull up your LinkedIn URL in real time and give you guys advice. So everybody, go ahead, put in your LinkedIn URL in the chat right now. I'd love to see linkedin.com/in/whatever it is. Help me create a prospecting plan for a B2B sales professional. What are the steps that they should take? Now, one of the things that I like encouraging people to do is to tell it to role play with you. I know you like role playing, Jeff. I like role playing too. But you can tell it to role play and you can say, act as a sales coach with 30 years experience that specializes in B2B sales. You see that? Help me create a prospecting plan for a B2B sales professional and what steps they should take. Break it down for a newbie in sales. Okay. So now it's going to basically do it for you and it's going to act like a sales coach. Here's a simplified step by step plan. Understand your product and service, identify your ICP. And we already told you how to like do your ICP, build and research a prospect list, craft a compelling pitch, choose your outreach methods, email, LinkedIn, networking events, cold calling, begin your outreach, follow up, track your results, refine based on feedback, keep yourself educated, hire Jeff Goldberg, celebrate small wins, seek mentorship. You see that? It knows what to do. And if you follow these steps, and by the way, Jeff, this is a great blog post for you. This is a great, simple little blog post for you to be able to use to help people. And I can take this and I can say, create a blog post.
Wait. Before that, Joe, rather than blog posts, could you go up a little bit? I want. There was something about. How do I craft a compelling pitch? You could ask it that now, right? Because you could break down each of these and get more information, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Behalf of Jeff Goldberg. So now it knows who you are in this chat. Yeah, and you can give it specifically what type of sales pitch you want. Look at that, opening the call. Value proposition. It's breaking it down. I work with individuals and organizations worldwide, leveraging my extensive sales experience. Unique selling points. Addressing potential concerns. Closing. It basically broke down the whole script for you, the whole pitch for you just like that. Now, of course, you want to modify it based on your tone, based on your voice, based on your style, based on the coaching that you get from Jeff Goldberg. But, I would highly recommend using this to help you draft your first draft of your playbook.
Fantastic. I mean, I was watching it as it came down. Some of those things I would never say, or I would tell people don't say that, but it's certainly the beginnings that you can then build on, right?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, just like I'm going to stop sharing just for a minute. At the end of the day, anything that you produce first draft of is never going to be perfect. It's just not. They say writing is human, editing is divine. I think it was Stephen King that said that in his book On Writing. So I want you to know that whatever the AI writes for you, it doesn't know you. It doesn't really know sales as well as Jeff Goldberg knows sales. It doesn't have the creativity that a human has. I'm a marketer. I feel very safe in my job because I know AI and I know how to talk to the AI as a marketer. You're not going to know how to talk to the AI as a sales coach. So you can ask it questions and say, act as a sales coach, but why not do it together with a sales coach? So do it together with Jeff Goldberg and then review the output with Jeff Goldberg. And then what's going to end up happening is it's going to coach you. While you're getting coached, you can coach the AI on how to give you better information. It's just going to make everything faster. So it used to be that you would have to work with Jeff Goldberg for 4,000 hours. Now you only have to work with him for 40 or 50 hours. And it makes your life easier. So
and each session that you're investing with me or somebody like me, you're going to come much better prepared. Things are going to move more quickly. You're going to get more productivity.
Yeah, because you're going to work together with the AI. You're going to know what questions to ask. You're going to move a lot faster and you're going to get results even faster. So I want to encourage you to use AI as kind of like your first draft and don't get frustrated. I could have gotten frustrated. Oh, it didn't make my profile. I made a bunch of emojis. It's garbage. I don't want it. No, I just changed a little bit. I used a different GPT, whatever, and then it just worked. And it gave me exactly what I wanted. If you just give up on the first try, you're never going to walk. Imagine a baby trying to walk and then it falls down one time. It's like, I give up. I give up. I'm going to crawl for the rest of my life and drag myself around. No, don't give up. Figure it out. Hire somebody to help you. Convince your mommy to help you. Jeff could be your mommy. Jeff, could you be my mommy? My sales.
Well, if a baby can speak that well when they're learning to walk, they don't even need to walk because they're a genius already. We've got a couple of LinkedIn profiles, but before we do that, can we go back to ChatGPT? And there's another question I get all the time that I'd like to see how you would put it in there. Email marketing. You're an expert at that, and I'm a big believer in email marketing, even though the results seem to be getting less and less these days. But the question I get all the time is about a cadence. Jeff, what's the right cadence? How often do you send emails? What emails should you be sending? So could we use some type of AI to help us put together a cadence for email marketing?
100%. I'm going to show you right now. So I'm going to do this specifically for Jeff Goldberg right now, but you can do this for anyone. If I had somebody else's LinkedIn URL, whatever, I would just create it for somebody else. But check this out. I'm going to say, create a five sequence sales email for Jeff to send to his ICP of, remember we got the ICPs. You have to tell who the ICP is. So we're going to go up here for his ICP of, which one did we choose? We chose
the tech startups.
We chose this right here. ICP of tech founder, CEO of industry, blah, blah, blah. For his professional prospecting. The people will be in Austin, Texas. You will be targeting. Okay. Make the emails conversational. Do not use corporate jargon and use a friendly and
lighthearted. Yeah, there you go. Funny.
playful and lighthearted style, but remain professional. Okay.
Can we put in include? Yeah.
2 subject lines, options for each email.
And also add in how often and when to send them, what the timing is.
The emails short and recommend the interval timing emails. Make each email have a prospecting insight and a good hook to make them want to read the whole email. All right, let's see what it does. Oh my God, it's doing it. Look at that. Subject line options 1 and 2. Body. Jeff Goldberg here. While I'm not cracking jokes on stand-up comedy stage, I'm helping businesses like you in Austin master the sales of art. Ever thought of combining the world of tech with the humor and insights? That's what I bring to the table. Prospecting insight. Did you know that 7 out of 10 tech startups struggle with their sales for the initial year? Let's make you successful. Let's make you the successful 3. Would you like to chat next week? Jeff, next email. It's Jeff again. In the bustling tech landscape of Austin, you got the tech part nailed. But what about sales? And it gives you an insight. Oh, fancy a quick chat?
That's my voice exactly.
Exactly. Subject line here, success story to brighten your story. Remember me, your friendly neighborhood sales enthusiast, Jeff? Prospecting insight. One of the sales platforms I recently worked on saw a 60% uptick in conversion sales. What's their secret sauce? A mix of humor, authenticity, and the right sales techniques. Would you like a sneak peek into their strategy? Subject line, the next big move in Austin's tech scene. You see? You put in the name over there of the person, gentle nudge, last ping with a dash of hope, smiley face. Jeff here,
Incredible.
last nudge. Your tech acumen combined with your playful sales insights might be the magic of Austin's been waiting for. Most successful startups prioritize sales on, potential in your company name. And all this could be customized with a list based on who they are, based on information about their company, all done for you in literally seconds. And you can have the whole thing, and then you could just blast it out. There's a tool called Apollo.io that basically does this for you. It doesn't do it as good as ChatGPT will do it, but it'll customize every single email. And then you can add these sequences in there and add parts where it customizes based on who the person is.
Now, Joe, could we ask ChatGPT to now create a list of this ICP, including emails?
It's not going to pick, it doesn't give personal information. The lists you're going to create inside Apollo or a tool like that. But what you could do is give me the top 10 companies in Austin. Give me 10 companies in Austin that I should consider targeting based on the data you have from 2022. Okay. All right, let's see what it does. Here are 10 companies based in Austin. Dell, WP Engine, BigCommerce, Alt Assassin, HomeAway, Kendra Scott, Retail Me Not, Spreadfast, SalesPoint, Upland Software. So these are all companies. You can easily go there, grab these people from Sales Navigator. I would make like a list in Sales Navigator. You can say, give me 10 more, give me 20 more. What the hell? Why not? Give me 20 more. And then it just gives you 20 more. Dropbox, Indeed, Cognitive, and it just keeps going. And you could say, give me 20 more, give me 20 more, give me 20 more. It'll give you all of them.
It's amazing.
And then you could
I
just
could get this stuff on my own using other tools, except it's going to take me a heck of a lot longer.
Exactly.
Just fantastic. And I'm constantly preaching to my clients, both my coaching and training clients, you've got to make the most of your time. I always say you've got to protect your time like a mother lion protects her cubs, because that's the one thing you can't get back. And a tool like this really makes us a heck of a lot more productive if we know how to use it. Is there anything you can suggest, Joe? Because you've been doing this a while and you have a particular way your brain works. A lot of the success that you just showed us has to do with the prompts that you're actually typing in. How can we learn to write better prompts?
Well, if you take a course on how to be able to write better prompts, then you'll be able to write better prompts. That's number one. By spending 15 minutes a day prompting it, you'll get better at it. Also, watching somebody like me do it in real time could be very helpful. We do have an AI Circle, which is a mastermind that meets once a month for 3 hours. It's very affordable. You can go to evergreen.com/AI Circle and you can find it, EVYRGREEN.com. We meet once a month for 3 hours, and we basically talk about prompting. I mean, I'm going to be doing an event on November 9th, I believe, in WeWork. You're welcome to come. I'll be talking about prompting as well. Prompting is not something that you just learn one time and you're done. It's about how you think. So thinking like it based on a role, based on its experience, based on criteria, like how long you want it to be, based on what not to include, based on style, tone of voice. These are things that you pick up over time. And then you start creating your own library of personalized prompts that you've used. I actually use a tool called Briskine to save prompts inside my browser. I teach about this tool in our Sales Navigator Bootcamp, and I know that it saves people tons of time. And I have
Amazing.
prompts on brainstorming, I have prompts on strategy, prompts on updating my LinkedIn, prompts on so many on editing. What were you going to say about the Sales Navigator Bootcamp that's available at salesnavbootcamp.com?
the king of plugs. I was going to say that I don't want to turn this into a plug for everything, Joe, but as somebody who's been using LinkedIn, not quite from the very beginning, but for a long time, I actually sat through your course. You know this, of course, because I sat through the Navigator course recently, and I can't believe how much I didn't know about this product that I tell people all day long, that LinkedIn is the salesperson's best friend. So whether it's Joe's course or some other course, you need to get involved in. Joe's course happened to be fantastic. Joe, could I have gone into ChatGPT and said, teach me how to be better at prompting ChatGPT?
You can do that actually. You can go into ChatGPT and say, tell me how to be better at prompting. It's going to give you a lot of very generic stuff like know your goal and include your tone. And it's going to give you generic stuff. It's not going to tell you the tricks to use. Getting like those 1,000 prompts that we offer inside our course could be really helpful for you to kind of read that. Asking ChatGPT how I can improve this prompt and make it more descriptive, that can be helpful as well. You can ask ChatGPT what question should I be asking myself when I'm developing a prompt for this and this problem to solve this and this problem. Brainstorming ideas, doing research can all be helpful. Now, there is a Chrome extension called AIPRM that you can download, and it has thousands of prompts in it as well. They do charge a monthly fee for that Chrome extension. They have a free version, but they have a paid version as well. And if you just Google prompts, prompts for sales professionals, you're going to find lots of them out there, and you could start your collection. It's never too late to start your collection of prompt engineering. Learning how to create prompts is extremely, extremely powerful. And I highly recommend you start doing it today and start putting together training data, start putting together different elements of prompts. I'm developing a new course on prompt engineering specifically for sales and marketing folks. We have one already in our program, but I'm developing a new one, and it's all going to be included as part of our course and so on.
And
But if you
where do people find that course? What's the website again?
It's newaicourse.com. And for the mastermind, it's evergreen.com/AI circle.
And
I love
Evergreen is not spelled the usual. How do you spell Evergreen?
EVYRGREEN.com/AI circle. The reason why I teach people artificial intelligence is because I feel like artificial intelligence is like the internet. It's like when the internet came out and people had no idea how to use it, that's what AI is. Or it's like the printing press. Before that, no one read books and no one had any information.
Just wealthy
Suddenly,
people.
yeah, just wealthy people or people that, that owned land or whatever it is, they had some information. Nobody else had information. Now you, the average Joe, could just jump in and start using AI to do everything. Brainstorm, research, strategy, summarizing YouTube videos and content, creating all types of content like press releases, blog posts, and so on, LinkedIn posts, whatever. You can use it for scripts like cold calling scripts or video scripts. If you haven't been doing video, I highly recommend as a sales professional to do video of yourself and use AI to write the script about your industry, about your business, about your expertise, about yourself, about life, about stories, about whatever. AI can build those scripts out, using it to create social media content calendars when you're not sure what to post, using it to create email automations, email sequences, email newsletters, email templates for each one of your products and services, and using it in a creative way to tell stories, to make jokes. I don't know if you use it in your stand-up comedy, but I highly recommend using it with stand-up comedy, coming up with jokes related to a particular industry, jokes related to a particular style, and so on. It comes up with really good jokes. They're not always so funny. You have to embellish them and own them and make them yourself. But the fact that they're not funny sometimes can be funny as well. And also you could tell it about your life and say, make a bunch of jokes about me. Or you can how about this? How about making music out of it? You wanna see me make it write a rap song right now?
Yes, before we go, let's write a rap song. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's write a rap. I'm gonna press share screen. Let's write a rap song right now. Okay, guys, anybody here like 50 Cents? Tell me who your favorite person is. Your favorite singer, your favorite rap singer, or your favorite singer. Put that in the chat right now, whether you're watching the LinkedIn Live on Jeff's profile or on Facebook or wherever you're watching. Go ahead, put in your favorite singer, and I'm going to put in a prompt. I'm going to say act as a professional songwriter and create a song in the voice of 50 Cent about Jeff Goldberg, his courses, how funny he is, and how kind and loving he helps people, and make sure to plug sales coaching practice. Okay. Mention AI and make the singer of the song Joe Apfelbaum, CEO of Ajax Union, AI expert, and lover of everything Jeff Goldberg, especially his amazing soul and kindness.
I thought you were going to say my amazing pug.
And his amazing pug. Okay, let's just see what it does. And while it's doing that, let's go find a beat. Let's go find a beat right now. We're gonna find a little beat, a 50-cent beat right now. Is it doing it, guys? Is it doing it? Can you see it? Say I can see it in the chat if you can see it doing this in real time. And let's go. Come on, baby. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Can you hear the flow? Give me a boom. Guys in the chat. Give me a boom in the chat if you can hear me. Scat. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now look at me. I'm the J-O-E, coming all the way from 50 Cent. I got Goldberg, got the side hustle to his stride. 4 decades in the game, nothing to hide. He's got sales that he's teaching, some goals that he's reaching, closing deals that's always real with the stand-up appeal. Look at him, he's Goldberg with the touch of gold, loving kind, that's what I've been told. Goldberg, reaching up a storm as he helps sales people transform. Check him out, he's Goldberg. My name is Joe, and that's J-O-E. Let me teach you how to do your business grow. AI expert, technology phase, always lighting up people cause you wanna be blazed. Sales, motivation, guidance so clear. Every session, every joke, every chair. Questions, listening, always so precise. Jeff touch nice, he's nice. Goldberg, a soul so refined, helping out every sales in a bind. Goldberg, laughter and fun. With Jeff's coaching, consider it done. He's got a pug, he's so cute, you want to snuggle. He's the real drug, go ask him for a hug. You know he's a giver, gives me the shiver. Conversational selling, prospecting's the game. Goldberg style is never the same. AI sales to tech and beat. You got Goldberg's guidance, competitors we beat. Humor, kindness, love he spreads. Jeff Goldberg's name is running in our heads. Goldberg, changing the track. His courses, there's nothing with lack. Goldberg, his heart so vast. With him by his side, we're having a blast. Whoa, in the house, we got Goldberg in the house, baby. Yeah.
Joe Apfelbaum, you are the man. I think I'm going to take this and make that the new open to the Sales Pro Network. I love that was In the House by 50 Cent because that is my favorite 50 Cent song. Joe, before we go, any last words about us using AI to be more successful in sales?
I'm going to give you 3 things I want you to think about. Number 1 is don't be afraid of AI. AI is your friend. Number 2, learn to communicate with it. If you learn to communicate with AI, you'll be a better communicator in life. One of the reasons I got divorced is I'm not a great communicator. I got a better communication with AI, became a much better communicator. And number 3, make sure that you learn to solve issues with AI. It's not just about having fun, but it's solving real world issues in your sales role. So hire the coach to help you be able to solve issues together with AI, to help you be able to communicate better and ultimately to overcome all your fears, because when you prepare, you overcome your fear.
Outstanding. Joe Apfelbaum, I'm so blessed to have you in my life as a friend and a mentor and to teach me this kind of stuff because I'm an old dinosaur, even though I'm fairly technological. You keep me on my toes all the time. I truly appreciate it. And guys, as I will end, as I always do these meetings, please remember that sales is a game of making things happen. So get out there and make sales happen. Thank you, Joe Apfelbaum. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Take care, everyone. Boom.